Okay, this is turning into a multifaceted video here. What I ended up doing is, since I had to shrink these lights so ding-dang small, I'm doing an old school spinning light trick, and I'm just going to quickly gloss over that just in case you don't know what that is. I've created a null here called lights aim. That object is aiming, you can see a little arrow on the pitch, is aiming directly at the subject. Then there is a child of that object, lights spin, and because he is a child of that and his rotation is zeroed out, you can see right there, 0, 0, 0, you can see that if I rotate on the bank with all the lights attached to it, it does a little spin around. I'll show it to you at this angle here. You get that kind of an action going there. So because motion blur is on, the photoreal motion blur, this should look okay, but we'll find out. And another note about this, I have my two keyframes before 0. Here's 0 right here. So I have them at -2 and -1. In my experience, I found out if I set the key at 0 and 1, and then I tell it to repeat, for some reason it renders a little differently on frame 0 from the rest of the animation. So this key is set to a value of 0. This is set to 720, 360 times 2, because the blur length is 50%. So you double that and the blur will be stretched out to fit the whole rotation and what have you. So I'm going to render this and we'll see what happens. Okay, here's a render. I am seeing little echoes of the individual lights here, but it's the way it goes sometimes. You wish you could set it up the way you want it to do, hit the button and watch the magic, but sometimes it throws these problems in front of you, and half of the work of 3D is problem solving. And if I crank up the gamma, you can see there's just a little teeny hint of the shadow there, but this is actually acceptable. I don't think this is going to show up at all. This is really cranked up. When I bring it back down, it's hardly visible, so I'm going to call that done and render my animation out. Well, I'm rendering right now, but I just wanted to show you what I have to compromise with. This is a shame. Breaks the heart. This is the scene back when I had one giant spherical light. You can see it's really nice and smooth, but of course it's got that problem with the line here. So here's the result of my compromise: before, after, before, after. What a shame. Okay, my rendering's done. I've spread out the lights a little more, and I wanted to get that distribution out a little more irregular so that hopefully it comes out a little smoother. So let's take a look at how it looks rendered. Well, it is what it is. It's not too bad. It does have some of that strobing quality to it. And as you can see, I still have some of that problem with the line. I think what I might do is actually just paint that out at this point. With all the time I've invested in trying to cure this issue, it's still giving me trouble. Though this is a really serious bug. I hope none of you have to face it. But okay, I've manually cleaned up like 4 of the frames. And well, it turns out this was a whole bunch of ado about nothing, because everything I tried ultimately failed. Lightwave's glitch in the rendering ultimately persisted and beat me. You won this round, Lightwave, but I will be back. Until until I get my next video out, have a good whatever, and enjoy your whatever. Bye.